Hello, welcome to Hearts of Iron 4, Road to 56. I'm Ace8 and I'm playing as Ireland, again. This time I'm gonna go try doing just Roach not submarines, destroyers. So to start out, we'll get this out of the way because we are gonna need to get radar for them at some point. Really affect me too much. Gonna need a lot of steel as well, and get the early destroyers out of the way.
Yes, sir.
Michael Costello on. I know he's old guard, but he's also a connoisseur of our homeland. Now, don't have a lot I can do at the moment because we have a crippling trade war with the British and this IRA debuff. Both of which are going to be a problem. See, Leinster, and of course that won't update, so point. I'm going to be siding with the Allies. I usually do that anyway. But I also want to make sure that if the Germans do attack us, it becomes as big a pain in the arse for them as possible. To that end, put as many forts here out of the way now, because they don't take long to build. And what the hell, let's put a shipyard. Before doing else, sign our Mayos. Artillery, we will need a lot of that. So the basic idea of a Roach destroyer in this game is you take the cheapest hull with the biggest engine you can, cheapest gun, and the cheapest torpedoes you can get. So the absolute basic engine, or basic hull, with maybe the engine from this, or possibly later. And then the basic naval gunnery, basic torpedo, or possibly improved torpedo. Let's lower our speed a little bit, but not enough to make too much of a difference. Then flood as many of them as possible. Another thing I'm going to be doing to try and make this easier on myself, at least have the manpower for it, is to go for asymmetrical warfare. And then go all the way down here to non-discriminatory conscription. That means getting a lot of people, even without going onto a level of extensive conscription or limited or whatever. In order to do that, first thing I'm gonna need Chief of Staff. I go with this guy because he's cheap, but I'm leaning towards going for defense. That's pretty much what the army is gonna do here. Sit in one place, face and dare the Germans and Italians to come at us. Start off with the naval dockyard just to get this out of the way. And then I'm going to go all the way down here to try and get these things out of the way, because we might need Fort VH to get some extra industry focuses out of the way. At the moment, we're just gonna keep stockpiling these, maybe sell them off later. I usually just go with quick plans here because we're going to be entrenching a lot as Ireland. This will unlock the radar special project. We might need to get get this out of the way first so we can get some extra breakthrough towards. Probably need to sit there, and I will finish. I'm gonna put it after all the forts and infrastructure stuff, just to get it out of the way, because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need aluminium as well. I'm gonna go with the army defense either way, because that also provides breakthrough, which will probably come in later. After I've got this, I'm gonna try and keep one of these slots dedicated to naval stuff. Need to have a basic gun just to bait destroyers, which is something I would prefer. I'd prefer to see torpedo boats in this game. They did exist in World War II, though they were mainly used for harassing, reconnaissance, and just generally winding up the Germans. Germans, for everyone really. They also ended up being used quite a lot as, say, for extracting and supporting special forces. It's probably the kind of thing that would help, that would be worth doing for a miner, just to give us a little bit of a niche. Well, that doesn't matter to us because we ain't building capital ships. Ready. I forgot to actually sign the Mayos, so I'm just gonna do that off screen. Right, that's done now. Yeah, I've gone with there's no difference between this magazine fort workshop and the bog standard one. I'm just going with this because it's slightly unique to us. I think that magazine fort might be either a spike island just off the coast of Cork or the one in the Phoenix Park, Dublin. And there's also no real difference between Ford Cork and the standard motorized manufacturer. I'm just going with it because it kind of shows up in our focus tree as a kind of semi-local thing. Might as well sign these now because they'll contribute to our Mayos once we start building them. As far as planes go, I'm not sure if I'll bother this time around. Maybe I'll actually go fully in on just cats. With no dog fighting capability. Yeah, I know that's probably silly, but it's more to provide some support around here. Maybe some makes it naval invasions, that sort of thing. Have our games more make any difference. Main reason I'm separating it is just a other role-playing thing, but having less. Given that this guy has already got his hands full getting that thing sorted, just being our field marshal. Do this now. And this is going to be our basic destroyer once we got this. Hey, I'm going to call this the Ciaróga. Ciaróga is Irish for beetle. I was going to go with cockroaches, but that's Ciaróga, which is a bit of a mouthful. Once that's done, I will upgrade them. So this is going to be the bulk of our home guard, and that's literally what Guard de Walier means here. Just a 10 with the infantry division. They will have support artillery attached to them. First though, I need to actually get those guns. I have previously tried using the garrison unit instead of infantry, but savings just aren't enough to be worth it. Right, now it's time to start building up our industry. I'm going to start getting support equipment as well, because we are going to need that. Do need a lot more. I'm probably going to put all the factories on small arms and artillery. After this, and go straight into expand military capacity just to get some basic factories out of the way. Normally what I do when I'm playing this is I try to go to chain as many of these together as possible. This time though I went with the factories, the dockyards first because we need them. Now, look at this. Fuel storage out of the way. Aluminium production, we're going to need that. And let's see. I'm going to go with this now just to try and get the boost to production to... What you call... Actually, no. I'm going to go into early trucks because we need them. Get Ford V8. Now, with one thing that this mod does add to Ireland is a revamped focus tree. Well, basically everything to the left of where my map cursor is here is part of the generic focus tree from Road to 56. There's some very slight, but there's no real difference here between this and any other minor nation. The real change, however, is this political tree. We can either choose between Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael. Historically, Fianna Fáil won the 1937 election, whereas Fine Gael would allow us to potentially join the Axis or join the Allies early. However, I'm going to go down this way because it means we can get Northern Ireland, and this not only completely removes the debuff that the IRA give us, it turns it into a buff. See that? Infantry division attack defense. That's like giving every general an infantry expert and infantry leader trait. Right off and it'll probably stack with that. And we already have an infantry specialist. This gentleman here. So our infantry is going to do better than most. Well, say better than most. We're still going to be crap because our industry is. We don't have a lot of population. But I'll take whatever buff I can get here. There is thus this Celtic unification tree, and previously done a playthrough where you can actually start with them all united. So Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Britain, as joined into a country. But it was quite fun. It basically involved us sitting here behind a massive wall of forts and daring the Germans to come at us. Might do that again sometime. Now, that was long before the Götterdämmerung DLC was released. I don't have that at the moment. I'm gonna wait for it to come on sale before I do that. Man. Assuming I can actually be bothered. I ramble a lot, don't I? Okay, so we can finally unlock a doctrine. This asymmetrical warfare tree is something that Road to 56 adds. You can see what it does. We entrench faster, enemy air support's reduced. We get less added supply penalties, which isn't going to be a problem in Ireland. But Recon also provides equipment capture ratio plus 10%. So we aren't just going to harass the Germans, we're going to pinch everything we can from them. And then I'm going to save up my political power, army XP, until I can get relief of command. If you're playing as a democratic nation, always go with this. Army XP gain and army advisor costs, too good to pass up. For this, I'm probably going to go with theater training because that terrain XP gain, that's huge. And now, where was I? What other bonus we have? Oh yeah, motorization, which is yes. I'm gonna go with this because it'll help. We do need to get construction 2 and 3 to get through all these. First industry 2. I think now's probably the time where I should start cozying up to the Yanks a little bit. Or I could actually have use that on dispersed industry 2 to try and go straight from here to here. But it doesn't really matter too much. Which I also can upgrade these. And give them another torpedo launcher as well. Just slow them down a little bit, but... Now. Those, and I'm going to do 20 of these. Try to put as many of them into one stack as possible. And then have a few for recon, convoy escort. Convoy escort's not going to be all that useful for us without depth charges. Destroyers do have a limited amount of them to start with, but not a lot. Right after fuel storage. This doesn't really affect our ability to produce ships. This does. But I'm going to save the research bonus for that. Means I think I'm just going to wait and bank some research time. Actually, no, I'll get this out of the way now. We should be good for this. Next bit of political power is going to go to our Chief of Navy, John O'Mearis. I believe that was his name? Or was it Seamus? I can't remember now, actually. Though I do know he served in the British Royal Navy in the First World War under the name of John Morris, which was his anglicised name. Right, we have enough for 2 of these divisions. Well, we have our very first Roach. Look at it. Oh, crap. It'll do. Seawolf. That description is definitely added by Road to 56. I'm gonna go for trucks first over trains because we can probably sell them and we can also use them ourselves. Trains, we don't really need as much yet. One thing I've noticed about this mod is that the AI seem to love trying to land in Wicklow, which is mountainous terrain. And which further screws around with their ability to actually attack us from the sea. Don't know why. But I'm not going to complain about it. Right, after this I should be able to get the next... Once I get these out of the way, because it means we gain more resources. It's always good. We're going for these anti-air because we're going to need them. So after this, I'm going to go for the automobile industry. Gives us 2 civilian factories. Then I'll go in here to start gaining... Actually, I do need the Yanks to have a positive opinion of us first, so try and get this out of the way first, then go for this. I'll leave that for a bit. There's some anti-fascist because I do not want them. Well, we have a month until this election. So probably the end of July actually, so let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go for this to try and get these out of the way. At least sooner. Because we're going to need some of this. Once that's done, I'm going to go... Oh, that's nice. Straight in here to... Gives us some extra factories and an extra dockyard. But more importantly, this gets rid of that trade war. That's biting us in the arse. Now, we also can't get rid of this debuff until... This happens when the UK is actually at war, but it'll pay off in the long run. Just gain defense. Yep, Japan is up to their usual shenanigans. Right, that's that out of the way. And we've still got about 40 days left on this, so not much I can do about that. Just take my time and wait for things to happen. On second thoughts, I'm gonna go for these two because that'll give us a silent workhorse, which means extra power gain. This will give us some stability and power to actually gain him, plus a few others. Then I'll do this. The extra construction speed isn't going to make too much of a difference at the moment. So I put about 2,000 guns up for sale, and France has just bought them, which is going to help a little bit with getting these things built. It's just going through the focus tree. Building up as much stuff as we can. After I get this stable currency, I think I'm going to focus on sea dominance and then expand dockyard facilities, just so we get more dockyards for these guys. So we've now got to this end of January 1939. The war is going to kick off in September. After I've got these dockyard facilities, I'm going to try to get as many of these out of the way so I can just get some more factories in. And then we will see. That means we are still going to be very short on steel, but not much I can really do about that for now. Right, go with this because it gives me 3 factories. Might be time to start looking at the spy agency. I know that does eat into this, but we still have some surplus from active deals. Help offset to some extent. And now, we finally have this. So this is going to start ticking up over time. I'm going to wait a little bit until it's actually going to say be 15,000 before I start hiring more of these, or getting more. So, start of May 1939, the war is going to kick off very soon. We're not going to be able to do a lot. Yes. But... well, look. I lost my train of thoughts already. War is going to start kicking off any second now. Got through most of the industry, still have some political stuff to go through. Even wise, what else I can really do? Wait for the shit to hit the fan, I guess. Yeah, this isn't much use to me because it's probably the most useful, or least useless, I should say. Now, this is quite way ahead, but I may as well get it out of the way. This we go for army departments. And there we are. The war is just about to kick off now. Okay. Let's get this because with the approved torpedoes. Yep. War's kicked off now. Means we can go into this Emergency Powers Act. We can go down to temporary state guidance, IRA Defense Force. Might actually hold off on this until I have this out of the way. Or possibly some of these as well, just to help with the rest of things. Start working on planes. Finally, we can get radar. This is expensive, but holy shit, will we need it. What are we short of? Steel. Put that up here. Next one. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. Yeah, we'll see how the Roaches go next time round, once we actually join the war. Because if Road to 56, my usual playthroughs are anything to go by, they will try to invade Ireland. Means I want as many of these troops out as I can get away with. By these guys now, actually. So anyway, if you like this, please, the usual, like, comment, subscribe. Maybe check out the game I'm working on, Turret Baffler. There will be a link in the description. And that's it from me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.